Well, hello everybody, Mr. Mack here. I hope you had a wonderful day, and when this is over, I hope you have a wonderful evening. So we are going to restart, chapter 9, and when we read, I just need to check something. When we read chapter 8, something happened. Something happened with Chase. Chase was at a football game. His dad was there. Chase was there as a vidiot, as one of the video club members, shooting the game and doing that job. And his father was there, loud, obnoxious, screaming and hollering at the players on the field and the coaches and everyone else in creation. You ever met one of those people? You go to a baseball game or somebody, they're the loudest ones in the park. So, and then his stepsister is there on the bleachers playing with her Barbies. She brought her Barbie stuff, which she's 4, and she's a girl. Well, I shouldn't have said she's a girl. Anybody can bring Barbies, boy or girl, but she brought her Barbies, but her dad said, oh yeah, she's getting really to love football. Well, she could care less about football, but anyway. So Chase is there and, talking with dad and this, that, and the other, and suddenly something happened. As he was filming Helene, his stepsister, with her Barbies making movies, pretending, trying to have some fun because, up to now, Helene's been kind of really distant and afraid of her and, afraid of him. When he was done filming, they both sat down and he showed her, on the little screen, the footage. And she was laughing and squealing with delight. Well, that triggered a memory. And the memory wasn't, the memory was kind of dark. It was a memory of him holding a teddy bear, Helene's bear, and ripping its head off. Looking out on the field, of course, he's announced that. Dad turned away from the game and said, what? That he had a memory, a true and tried and true memory. And then also a memory of being on that field out there. And the thing that bothered me a little bit when we left the chapter is thinking back, kind of relieved, but probably at first horrified that he was ripping the head off of a little girl's teddy bear. What did he say when chapter 8 ended? He said, well, she's fine now, no big deal, no harm, no foul. That bothered me, because up to now, even though Chase's reputation, he's a bit of a bully, schmuck. But since the accident, since he woke up, he's been a good guy. Polite, mannerly, finding friends, true friends, being helpful. So, I don't know. The next chapter doesn't follow the pattern. It's, we normally go Chase and then it's Chase again, chapter 9. So let's see. After the scrimmage, I head down to the locker room to get some player interviews. I arrive just in time to see Aaron slamming the heavy metal door in Hugo's face. He staggers backwards straight into me and lets out a whoop of shock. Take it easy, Hugo, I tell him. It's just me. Hi, Chase, he manages, his voice faltering. I'm trying to shoot some footage of the team. He hefts his own flip cam. I thought Miss DeLeo put me on that, I tell him. Oh, sure, totally, he says quickly. We were just afraid you might, forget. What do you mean forget? I asked, a little bit annoyed. He retreats a step, blushing and looking plenty worried. No offense, Chase, he offers. Before I can reply, the door opens and there's Bear. I told you it was his voice, he shouts. He hauls me inside, shutting Hugo out again. Hugo's with me, I protest. Ha, good one. Yeah, right, Bear laughs. Seriously, we're covering the Hurricanes for the video yearbook. So Hugo gets in with me. He's grateful, but it doesn't make him very happy. He acts like he's tiptoeing around a minefield. I get some high fives, but the team's not in the best spirits. After all, they just got steamrolled. And then it sinks in that I'm there as a reporter, not to give them a good news that I've been cleared to play. They can't hide their disappointment. Well, I can't see anything wrong with you, Joey complains. You're not even in that sling anymore. I get it. Joey laid an egg at quarterback today. A good running game would take a lot of pressure off him. It's the concussion, guys. I try to explain. The doctor wants me to be really careful. That's all. Landon Rubio, the kid with the giant neck I saw on the first day, glances dubiously from Hugo to me. Hugo to me. So you have to miss a few games. But what gives with him? Hugo attempts to point his camera, and he's beaten back by a hail of dirty sweat socks. I bristle. The video yearbook is doing a segment on every sports team, including golf and badminton. So when you're not in it, don't come crying to us. Yearbook? Joey echoes. Bad enough you're off the team now. Now you're on the yearbook staff? Video yearbook, Hugo amends. A snapping towel nearly takes his ear off. Psst, oh. Guys, chill. Aaron steps between the other players and Hugo and me. It isn't our fault. His doctor's a wuss. Cut him some slack. That doesn't explain why he's running around with video losers, Landon challenges. He's not running around with anybody, Aaron explains reasonably. He's covering the Hurricanes, man. Making sure we look good in the yearbook thing, That's how he's helping the team while he's on the sidelines. Don't you guys get it? Yeah, Rubio, snorts Bear. If I had a face like yours, I'd appreciate anyone who could make me look good. So shut up. I jump in as peacemaker. Oh, believe me, guys, I'll be back just as soon as I get the word from the doctor. I'll be back. This makes the team happy. I can tell. Hugo shoots me a strange look, but how can I expect him to understand? He doesn't strike me as the kind of kid who plays sports, except maybe video games. Joey chucks a ball my way. I watch almost as a spectator as my hands reach out and snatch it from the air. Reaction time. A-OK. Feels good. Like I'm back in old self-amnesia. The old amnesia couldn't rub off. We do a few interviews. The guys are chatty with me, hamming it up for the camera like I'm running some kind of self-serve selfie. Hugo gets mostly one-word answers. And when I notice he mumbles that we can fix it in editing, I don't see how any amount of editing can fix question. What are your thoughts for the upcoming season? Hugo would ask. And a player would say, good. Then again, I'm just a newbie. Nobody even trusts to show up for my first video club assignment. When we're done, Hugo can't get out of there fast enough. I can't blame him. Hugo's not one of those guys. He's just not. This is hostile territory for him. But me, I feel like I'm home. Well, I'd love to talk your ear off about my road to NFL glory, Aaron draws, but Bear and I have to go water some old people. Wait, I'm going with you, I tell them. They stare at me like I've just announced that I'm flying to Jupiter. Dude, you don't have to go, Aaron reminds me. They cut you loose because you got hurt, remember? It'll be fun. That falls flat, so I try again. We're teammates, right? You go, I go. I'm going with you two. Bear's eyes narrow. Exactly how much do you remember about the Graybeard Motel? Nothing, I reply honestly. He grins. If you want to go there when you don't have to, you didn't just scramble your brains, you knocked them out completely. Come on, how bad could it be? And I'm semi-joking, but those two are so stone-faced that I start to wonder, yikes, what is this place? Frankenstein's lab or something? Well, it's your call, Aaron says. It'll be good to have you back with us, even if you're nuts. Time jump. The Portland Street Assisted Living residence is about 10-minute walk from school. And remember, this is the place where they had to go do their community service. And like Bear and Aaron said, when Chase got hurt, he was removed from that. I know I was on community service here before, but the place is brand new to me. It's a boring 3-story building with a wide circular drive and a broad landscape front dotted with benches and outdoor picnic tables. There are several elderly people outside enjoying the warm weather. A couple of them wave and call out greetings to us, and I wave back. Aaron and Bear just ignore them. Of course they would. As the main door slides open in front of us, Bear mumbles, "Hold your breath." It's an odd combination of two smells that just don't mix. Fresh flowers and hospital-like antiseptic. Not great, but you get used to it in a hurry. We report to Nurse Duncan, who's the head nurse on duty. She's surprised to see me. We report to Nurse Duncan. I'm sorry. I got better, I tell her. So I figure I should finish off my community service. The court told you that? She asked dubiously. I shake my head. I came up with it on my own. We don't believe it either, Aaron jokes with mock solemnly. Well, that's very noble of you, Nurse Duncan says. Well, I've got you boys on the snack cart today. Doesn't normally take 3, but we'll give Chase a soft job on his first day back. We got a rolling cart laden with juice boxes, cookies, crackers, and free newspapers. By the time we get off the elevator on the 3rd floor, Aaron and Bear have helped themselves to half the merchandise. Believe me, they have more Oreos than these mummies could ever gum down, Aaron says when I look disapprovingly. And I assure you, oh perfect one, you sampled plenty of cookies off this cart before the accident. I reach back for a snack-jacking memory, but I come up with nothing. I'll have to take his word for it. Guess I stole snacks too. Bear tears open a bag and dumps a small pile of ginger snaps into my hand. I take a tiny bite, glaring at my partners in crime who are chowing down in a blizzard of wrappers and crumbs. We played a football game this morning, Bear reminds me. You work up an appetite. Not everybody's too delicate like you. I guess I'm not too delicate to bend over and pick up your garbage, I snap back. I might be getting the hang of being friends with these two. We go door to door offering the residents snacks and papers. When I was in the hospital, all the staff and volunteers who came into my room were really nice and very friendly. Well, Aaron and Bear are the opposite of that. As readers, we could probably figure, couldn't we? We could infer that. We know enough about Bear and Aaron to know that they're schmucks. And when they're in there doing their community service, helping out the elderly, they're not going to be nice about it. We knew that. Aaron's the polite one. He flings the door wide and barks, "Snack cart!" This is followed by, "What do you want?" from Bear. They call all the men Dumbledore and all the women Dumbledora and respond to any question with a combination of shrugs and grunts. When I can't stand it anymore, I ask what I can do for everybody and usually end up adjusting bed heights, searching for lost TV remotes, or occasionally calling nurses. You're slowing us down, Aaron complains. At this rate, we'll never blow this Geritol stand. Quiet, I hiss. They'll hear you. You're joking, right? Bear says. Most of these old fossils can't even remember to change the batteries in their hearing aids. Last thing any of them heard was the A-bomb test at Yucca Flat. They're not as deaf as you think, I shoot back. The lady in 212 definitely heard it when you ripped one in her living room. Aaron laughs. Now that's the Chase we know and love right there. Those jokes are funny when it's the three of us. Not so much when the people are around, the old people. Most of them are pretty frail. They definitely deserve more respect than they're getting from us. Maybe Aaron and Bear ran out of patience because they've got no choice about community service, and I'm here on purpose. Maybe I was out of patience too before my amnesia made me forget it. But I find the residents kind of interesting. They remember stuff in real detail that you can only read about in history books. There's a lady in 326 whose father was one of the firemen on the scene of the Hindenburg disaster. The guy in 318 was a communications expert at Houston Mission Control when Neil Armstrong first set foot on the moon. I'm having one of those nights. Sorry about that. My tongue is getting flip-flopped. In room 209 lives a guy who is completely and totally blind, yet tells the most vivid stories of growing up 2 doors down from Baseball Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio. The rule is that if someone is not in or sleeping, we leave a juice box and a packet of cookies on the table. The man in 121 is snoring enthusiastically in an easy chair when I notice the black and white photo on his nightstand. It's a picture of a young soldier bowing his head to receive a military decoration from an important-looking man with round steel-rimmed spectacles. Is that President Truman? I whisper. Aaron looks bored. Who cares? Let's get out of here. If this Dumbledore wakes up, he'll take your ear off. But I'm hooked. The only medal you get straight from the president is the Medal of Honor. This guy's a hero. Big deal, Bear scoffs. Back in the day, there were so many wars that they handed out medals like Hershey Kisses. I sigh, and I start to follow them out the door. I wonder what he did. They don't give out a Medal of Honor for just any old thing, you know. Probably slew a triceratops or something, Aaron shrugs. Come on, we're almost done. It was a pterodactyl, comes a sarcastic voice from behind us. We wheel around. He's sitting up now, an elderly man, a little bent at the shoulders with a shock of white hair. So we did hear him. And I slew it with a stone knife, the old man says. I step forward. Mister, is that you? That's you there in the picture, right? No, it's Harry Truman. Can't you see? I'm busy. It takes me half an hour to get out of bed and twice that to haul myself across the room with this stupid walker. He's obviously not busy. He just wants to be left alone. Maybe he doesn't like us very much, and apparently not all the residents are hard of hearing. Aaron and Bear are already slouching out of the room. Sorry, I mumble, following them to the hall. You got a lot to learn, Ambrose, Aaron tells me. Get one of those Dumbledores talking about his war days, and you'll be here until you're as old as he is. I have to admit, it's probably good advice. All right, I say. Let's just get finished. We work our way down the hall to the last room on the floor. Almost done, Aaron groans. Just Cloud 10 and we can get out of here. Cloud 10? I ask. Oh, you're going to love this one, Bear assures me. You know Cloud 9? Well, this old bag, at least one cloud up from that. Half the time she's convinced she's some fancy hotel, living in some fancy hotel, and we are her room service. I see their point, but I feel kind of bad for Mrs. Swanson, who bustles around her living room in a frilly pink dressing gown dotted with sequined flowers. She's obviously losing touch with reality, and there's nothing hilarious about that. At first, she thinks we've come for a visit, and she asks us to move the furniture into what she calls conversation grouping. Aaron and Bear ignore her, but what harm will it do, really? So I shuffle a few chairs, no big deal. My friends are mugging at me behind my back the whole time, trying to make me laugh. They might be smart ones. By the time I'm finished, sweaty and breathing hard, Mrs. Swanson is looking at me like she's too polite to ask who I am and why I'm rearranging her apartment. Aaron and Bear are snickering out loud now. We drop off her cookies and juice and head for the door, but she comes bustling after us, waving her pocketbook. She digs around, comes up with a $20 bill, and she offers it to me. "Oh, don't leave without your tip, dearie," she says. I take a step back. Oh no, I couldn't accept that. But before I can manage another word, Bear's meaty hand snatches the money away. "Enjoy your stay," he tells Mrs. Swanson with a big phony smile, and is out the door like a shot. Aaron, hot on his heels. I catch up to them in the hall. "You can't take her money. That's like stealing." "No, it's not," Bear replies. "She gave it to me. Actually, she gave it to you, but you were too dumb to take it." "Yeah, but," and I fumble for the right words, "you know as well as I do that lady's not all there." "That's discrimination," he says righteously. "I'm not biased against dizzy old bats who haven't got a clue what deal it is. They can give me money just like anybody else. You don't know her. She would have gotten really upset if we hadn't taken it. She wants to believe what she believes." "We're not here for kicks, you know," I insist. "We got sent here by a judge. If we get caught accepting money from residents, we could get a lot more than community service." Bear rounds on me in a genuine amazement. "You don't even have to be here, man. You made us bring you." I'm stubborn. "Now give the money back." Aaron tries to be reasonable. "The museum pieces in this dump, they'd forget their own saggy butts if they weren't attached. By the time the door closed behind us, I guarantee Cloud 10 forgot we were even there. If we go to her and try to straighten this out, it'll be like showing her how crazy she is. You want to be responsible for that? Chase, do ya?" I know he's snowing me, but he's also kind of right. I doubt we could explain to Mrs. Swanson that she just tipped the community service guys. But even if we could, she'd be embarrassed and upset and probably more confused than before. "We should give the money to charity then," I mumble. "Done," Bear agrees. "It's going to my favorite charity, the Take a Bear to Lunch Fund. Who's up for pizza?" We all laugh. But I'm laughing a lot less than those two. The whole thing leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and pizza's the last thing I'm thinking about. We stop in to see Nurse Duncan so Aaron and Bear can get their timesheets signed. I'm not technically on community service anymore, so there's no timesheet for me. Then we're heading for the pizza place like nothing ever happened. I keep looking at Bear, expecting to see the 20 glowing orange and burning through the pocket of his jeans. You know, I can't explain it, but the more they goof around, tipping and shoving each other, the less appetite I have for lunch. "You okay, Ambrose?" Aaron tosses me a look of concern. "You don't look so hot." I'll just catch up with you guys later." I pound back in the direction of Portland Street. I hang a left and sprint up to the assisted living residence, and then dash in the sliding door and straight to room 100. I pull a fistful of crumpled bills from my pocket and fish out a 20. Aaron's right. I'd never be able to explain to Mrs. Swanson why I'm giving her money for what she could see as no reason. No, my plan is simpler than that. I'll slip it under her door. When she notices it, she'll just assume she dropped it. As I squat down and pass the bill through the gap between the door and the carpet, it occurs to me that if anybody sees me, it'll look like I'm the one doing something sleazy, not the one making it right. Luck is with me, though. I'm able to return the 20 unobserved. That was nice. Chase may be coming back to having some memories, but he's still a good guy. Still a good guy, doing the right thing. That makes me happy. No, not return, I remind myself. I'm out $20 in this deal. I feel a little resentful when I picture Aaron and Bear feasting on pizza that I am essentially paying for. But it's a small price to pay for being able to sleep at night. And you know what that phrase means? If you do something great, if you have a good day, if you do good things, if you help people, if you help yourself by being calm, cool, and collected, you're going to be able to sleep well. Your conscience is going to be clear. You're going to be able to sleep well and soundly and have great dreams. But when you do something wrong, when something is in you, you do something sneaky, or you do something wrong, it stays with you. It eats at you, especially if you have a good heart. If you have a good heart, if you do something wrong, it stays with you. You have remorse. You must make amends. You have to make amends, or else you won't sleep at night. You won't sleep at all. It'll bother you. You'll feel guilty. And until you fix it, it will continue to make you feel guilty, and you'll continue to lose sleep. So, Chase is doing the right thing. As I make my way out again, I pause in front of room 121, the Medal of Honor guy's room. I squint at the small plaque on the wall, Mr. Julius Solway. The doors open a crack, and I catch a glimpse of Mr. Solway struggling across the room in his walker. Suddenly, a baleful eye is glaring at me through the opening. "You're back," Mr. Solway's raspy voice growls from inside. "What do you want now?" My instinct is to flee, but curiosity gets the better of me. "Which war was it?" I asked the old man. "You know, where you won the medal?" The Trojan War," he barks. "Remember Achilles? I was the one who got him right in the heel." It stings, but I say, "I didn't mean to disturb you," and I start to go away. "Korea," he calls after my retreating back. 1952. I turn. "It's an honor to meet you, Mr. Solway. You must have done something really heroic." "Everyone did, son," he replies gruffly. "A lot of brave men are still buried there. They're the heroes. I'm just the one they picked on to hang a bauble on. I'm the one who made it back." I can't help but ask, "What did you do to earn the medal? I mean, what did you do?" I can only see one eye, but it's impossible to miss the flash of impatience. "I stood on my head and spit nickels. Listen, smart guy. When you get to be my age, you don't always remember the details of every single event in your life. But I don't expect a young punk like you to understand that." And then he closes the door. Old people are supposed to have wisdom, but Mr. Solway is definitely wrong about me. I've already forgotten more than he'll ever know. Well, good chapter. It's revealing it more and more, and that's what great books do. Every chapter reveals more. It's like the layers of an onion. It's unraveling layer after layer after layer. And I was just a little bit worried when that flash of a memory in chapter 8 came back with the teddy bear thing, and Chase saying something to the effect of, "Big whoop, it's over, Eileen's fine, whatever," kind of. But even though maybe that's a sign that Chase's memory's coming back, this chapter still reveals that Chase is he's an awesome young man. He's a good person. He's got a good heart. He's got a good soul, and he's certainly interested about Mr. Solway, which reminds me, too, that someone is part of a video contest type thing where she has to interview an elderly person about their life. So what I'm thinking is that perhaps, he may introduce Mr. Salway to Shoshana in some kind of way. I have a strong feeling that Shoshana is going to get to be okay with Chase. And I think later on, if Chase, even if he remembers everything, but is able to make amends, to fix, to live the rest of his life as the good and decent person he was meant to be, that I think Joe will come back and he'll make amends with Joe as well. That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess. But that's much later in the book. That's not all going to happen in the next chapter. And by the way, the next chapter is, Kimberly Tooley, another character. Awesome. So anyway, that's that for that. Come back for chapter 10. And have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Mask up when you go out. Hands away from eyes, nose, and mouth. Enjoy yourselves. Take care. Let me find the button here. Give you a big smile. See you later.